So how did you first come to Carbeth and have a
I
hut
came with
here?
my wife's parents. My mother, when they left Croft Army, they came here. They've been hunting for over 70 years, the family. I disappeared in the 60s when I got married. I was here anyway, I was down at Croft Army prior to that. But I say it's not that far away from the city really.
What do you enjoy about Carbeth and having a hut here?
Just peaceful, innit? Peacefulness. I come down at the weekend, especially when I'm retired, I come down and try and make it down during the weeks. And the walkers walking by, they actually think you stay here. Is this your house? But other than that, can't get a better place to stay.
Do you remember when the West Highland Way was created?
Yes, I done the West Highland Way. My wife's uncle, they done it in 1981 when it was created. In the days it was totally unacceptable then. Actually the people on the land were saying, what the bloody hell are you doing here? Waving sticks, etc. You know. So we tried to convince them it was the West Highland Way. They would, no, it's not. It's actually been a path all the way, but they've joined them all up, all the paths. So I say there used to be cattle in that field, cattle in that field. This was just a path at one time. You hardly seen anyone until the West Highland Way opened. We had a swimming pool. People would come from Glasgow down to the swimming pool. They would get charged 3p. Why not? The landowner's got to make money in it some way. So that place closed up in the 60s.
Can you tell us about any walkers you've met, or?
Yeah, I've met a few walkers coming down here. A few of them stayed the night. Just left a key, left a door for them. People from abroad, from Europe. There's a chap came here with his wife, and it was raining cats and dogs that night. I said, what are you doing? Where are you going? He said, we're doing the West Highland Way. I said, do you want to stay here tonight? I'm going away anyway. I always remember it was a Sunday night. And that chap and his wife, I said, there's a shower there too you can use for the girl. And about a fortnight later I got an email from the chap thanking me, which was a lot of money. I left £20 on the table. And you get the walkers coming from Mulgai, local, maybe get 30, 40 people coming here, sitting here, having their sandwiches and walking away, coming back this way. Especially days like this, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of history here.
Yeah.
I think a lot of walkers come past on the West Highland Way and don't realise there's 140 huts here and
yeah,
the
no
history
idea.
of
There used to be
Carbeth.
200 odd huts here at one time. And give Patrick Barnes Graham his due, he kept the place, he did keep it well, you know. And he insisted all huts had to be painted green. But if you think about it in the winter, it turns brown too, doesn't it?
And I think you told me about some famous visitors to Carbeth.
Yeah, we had a few visitors here. We had, well, a few, you could say modern visitors nowadays, modern. We had UB40 with the chap here, Ali Campbell, he was here, he stayed here. Jim Craig, the Islanders, you girls won't remember him. He was from the Islanders when this place was just a path.
Yeah.
But Jim Craig and the Islanders, they were a famous group in Glasgow then, or Scotland, I would say, you know.
So they would play at Carbeth Inn and then they'd stay
Yeah,
at
they
your
come
hut.
down here, and who else used to come down here? Christy Moore, he come down too. But Ali Campbell, he was with UB40, he was with my friend, he had a hut here. And they were down the town in one of the big hotels in the city. And Ali says to Brian, where are you going? He said, I'm going to Carbeth. He says, what's that? He says, it's all right if I come down with you. Get away from all this mad crowd here. Because they did such a session after the band finished. So Ali come down anyway. We took him down to the local pub. And my friend says, "Oh, you B40?" And the girl behind the bar says, "Oh, I love them, they're great, I've got a tape of them." I says, "Well, that's Ali Campbell." So she knew I fainted. That was prior to giving us a pint.
You can hear a lot of birds here. Are there any sort of particular wildlife you see regularly?
Oh, all sorts of wildlife. You've no idea what's here. The mink were here. I don't know if you know what a mink is. They were here regular and then they disappeared. But they were quite expensive at one time, mink. But not now. Then we've got ferrets. And another thing, there was no rabbits here. Not a rabbit to be seen. So I would assume, I reckon I always ask people, I say, "Where's the rabbits now?" At tea time, obviously, when the rabbits come out, there was half a dozen they brought under the huts, but everywhere. Not a rabbit to be seen now. And you had a colony of black rabbits here at one time. Old Wally, he was the original warden up here. That was the old chap I was telling you about. He had to bury them all for Mixie in the 50s. The 40s and the 50s, he had to bury them all. They're all dead with Mixie.
You see deer and pine martins, woodpeckers.
You name it. You see every animal down here. And for the birds, I used to get them a big bag of feed, but they'll eat a bag in a day, the birds. They're out about 3 in the morning eating. There's other things to eat besides bird food, isn't it? They'll eat anything. So we are just part of the community here. And the majority of people here are nice people.
Yeah, it's good
They
community.
just come down for the weekends, during the week, and go back home again. Home to the hustle and the bustle. But other than that, fabulous. You could see the whole place at one time. In the 60s, this whole place behind you, it just got knocked down. I think that the storm in the 60s knocked all the trees down. The whole place was bare. You could see the path of Red Bray all the way up. You could see the people walking up. You could hear them walking right out to Craigavon, the Craigavon house there. You could walk up, I used to walk up regularly. You walk up that way, you can go to Mugdock County Park. You can walk across there, it's not that far. You walk to Mulgai. Used to go to Mulgai regular. It's about, I would say it's about 3/4 of an hour from here, Mulgai. Other than that, the place is great. But it's changed a lot. Actually, it's just progress for you, isn't it?